Hi, welcome back to Tom's Life. Today's Sunday special is pork and red pepper meatballs, and you can serve them with parsnip mash and a tomato sauce, and I also will be doing that too. So the ingredients you need is 1 pack of pork mince, 1 pepper, garlic, 2 shallots, passata, fresh parsley, salt and ground black pepper, 2 Pitta breads, wholemeal, 2 eggs, cinnamon, dry oregano and paprika. So first step, we're going to prep everything to make our pork meatballs. So you're going to blitz the Pitta bread in the blender. So first step, we're going to blitz our Pitta bread to make breadcrumbs. So you just want to rip them into 3. You start off with 1 because you don't want to overfill it. So once you have put your Pitta bread in your little blender, you want to put the lid on and you want to lock it in place. And now you just want to start blitzing it. It might get a bit loud. Just stop it for a minute. You're getting there. So you're just going to blitz it for another minute or 2. And then you'll do the same with your other one. So next step, you're going to prep your pepper. You first want to chop your lid off. You want to de-seed it all and take out any of the flesh. Give it a good tap. So you're just getting all the white bit out and any little seeds. Just give it one final tap like that. And then you'll dice that into little pieces to go into your pork mince to make your pork and pepper meatballs. So next step, once you have prepped your pepper and took all the seeds out, you just want to finely slice it into thin pieces. Like that. You want to bring them all back together and you just want to chop them. Always remember to move your fingers out the way. Just like that. If they haven't gone through, just go through them one more time like that. And once you've done your pepper, you're going to get your bowl with your breadcrumbs in, your wholemeal breadcrumbs, and you're going to place them all in. You do the same again with your other half, and then in a minute you add in your pork mince and garlic, and then you'll make your pork meatballs. So next step, you're going to prep your garlic. You're going to get the garlic bowl and you want to take 2 pieces off. You first want to trim the ends. You want to peel both layers of the skin. So you want to take all the skin off, just like that. Then you're going to finely dice it, and then you'll place it in with your breadcrumbs and peppers. So you want to place your knife on top of the garlic. You want to press down. You want to slice it one way, and then you just want to chop it. Into little pieces. Just give it one final chop. Like that. Then you're going to bring it all back together, and then you're going to place it in your bowl. With your breadcrumbs, wholemeal breadcrumbs and pepper. So next step, you want to crack your 2 eggs. You want to give it a little crack. Then you want to break it down the middle, catching any of the shell. Just dropping it in like that. You do the same with your other egg. And then you just want to give it a little whisk. Like that. So now you're going to crack your other egg. So you just want to keep whisking your eggs so they are nicely bind in for another minute. And then you add this in to your mince and all your breadcrumbs, pepper and garlic to give it some, to bind it together. So as you can see, I have broke my mince up. Now you're going to place it in with your pepper, garlic and breadcrumbs, your wholemeal breadcrumbs. And before you add in your spices, you just want to start binding that mince and all everything in together. Use your hands. And don't worry, when we add in our spices, we add in our egg and that will bind it all together to make, I'm going to make 12 pork and red pepper meatballs. But you can make 16, it's up to you how big you want to have them. Now you want to add in your spices and herbs. You just want to add in a little pinch of cinnamon. A little pinch of dry oregano. And you also want to add in a little pinch of paprika. Shake that off all your hands. Give that a stir in. Just pat it in with your knuckles. And then in a minute we add in the egg and a little bit of salt and pepper, the seasoning. And then we will make 12 small but medium meatballs. Now you want to add in a little bit of seasoning. You start off with a bit of ground salt. Shake that off your hands. And you also want to add in a little bit of ground black pepper. Now you're going to put in your eggs. And you want to get your hands in. Give that a stir. To bind it together. It might look a bit glippy, but when we bring it together, it'll be okay. Then you're going to start making your meatballs. You're going to take a little piece off and you just want to roll it into a shape, into a round ball. And then what you do is you're going to get a little plate, you're going to get a plate here and you're going to place them on like that. And then you just keep making them. You don't want a lot, but you don't want a little bit, you want enough to make a ball. And then you just keep patting them into a nice medium shape, like a meatball. And then what you do is you just place them on, leave a little bit of a gap, and then you keep doing them till you have at least 12 or 16. So next step, you're going to prep your parsnips for your parsnip mash. You'll need 500 grams, one bag. So what you do is you're going to chop your ends off first. With your peeler, you want to peel up and down. Keep moving it till you get all the skin off. So just up and down, and just keep feeling for the skin where you've missed. Turn it the other way if you want. Get it all the way round. Then we'll chop them, not too small. We want to chop them all the same size so they cook the same temperature and they will cook evenly. And then when you have cooked them, you can either use a fork or a masher to mash them. But at first we're just peeling all the skin off, and you just keep going round one more time. So next step, once you have peeled your parsnips, you want to chop them into 3 medium pieces. Just like that. I've got a pan here with some hot water in, and you're just going to carefully place them in. And with a small one, you just want to cut them in half, like that. And what you do is you'll finish off doing your parsnips. Then when your pork and pepper meatballs are in the oven, you'll put your parsnips on to cook to 10 to 15 minutes so they go nice and soft, and then you'll mash them. So next step, you want to switch on your oven. Using my bump pons to tell me which one is the oven. You want to set this at 200 degrees. I have set that at 200 degrees. Let that just preheat. As you can see here, I've got a big tray. I put some parchment paper on it, and I've just laid all my pork and pepper meatballs out on it. I've left a little bit of a gap in between, and in a minute when the oven is hot enough, we'll place them in the oven to cook for 20 to 22 minutes. Now you want to place on your back ring to medium, just like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your pan with your parsnips in, and you're going to place that on the ring. You want them to soften for 10 to 15 minutes. Now you want to place your pork and pepper meatballs in the oven. You want to put it on a high shelf. You want to close the door and keep an eye on them for 20 to 20 minutes. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make our sauce while our pork and pepper meatballs are cooking and our parsnips. Now you're going to make your sauce. You first want to prep your shallots. You first want to chop the ends off. Just like that. Then you want to peel the skin off. And you also want to peel another layer. So you're peeling 2 layers off the shallots, just like that. Now you just want to finely slice them. Always remember to move your fingers out the way. And show you again with the other half. So you're just slicing them. Just like that. Then you're going to get a little bowl. Then you're going to place them all in. And then you'll do the same with your other shallot. Now you want to get another 2 cloves of garlic off your garlic bowl. You first want to chop the ends off again. And then you want to peel the skin. This will give flavour to our sauce. So you're just peeling all the skin off. Just like that. Now you're going to place your knife on top again and press down. You first want to slice it and just chop it the other way. You do the same with your other half. Always remember to your fingers, move your fingers. Once it's nice and fine, you're going to place it in with your shallots. And then you'll prep your other garlic. And then you'll fry these, your shallot and garlic. And then you add in your passata and some seasoning. And that will be your sauce. So now when your pan is now nice and hot, you're going to place all your shallot and garlic in. Get it all out. And what we want to do is we want to fry these for 5 minutes. So what we're doing is just giving them a little toss. So they bring out some flavour. And then we add in our passata. And then our seasoning. You want it to start sizzling in a minute. And then what you do is just going to leave it like that. Then you in it every minute. You give them a little stir. So this is what it looks like now as it's starting to fry. You just give it another minute. And then you add in your passata. And then you add in some salt and ground black pepper to season. And then once your sauce is warm and got flavour, we'll start to serve up. And we'll drain our parsnips and take our pork and pepper meatballs out the oven. So you're now going to put in all your passata. Just give that a little bit of a stir. Be careful it doesn't splash in. You need to lower the heat. So as you can see, I've just lowered it, so it's simmering nicely. In a minute you're going to add in some salt and ground black pepper to season your sauce. And then what we do is we will layer it up. We'll mash our parsnips, then we'll place our pork and pepper meatballs on top, and then we'll spoon the sauce on the top, and to give it a little bit of presentation, a few pieces of parsley. Now you want to add in some seasoning. You start off with a little bit of ground salt and a little bit of ground black pepper. Shake that up with your hands and just give that one final stir in so it gives flavour to your sauce. As you can see, this is how I served it. I've laid my parsnip mash on the bottom. I've laid my pork and pepper meatballs on top and my sauce all over them, and I sprinkle them with a little bit of parsley. So I hope you like making my pork and pepper meatballs with parsnip mash and tomato sauce. Don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe, and thank you.